Five Nights at Freddy's is a movie that came out back in 2023, and it's basically about this guy who is like a security guard who's going through some issues. He's kind of jumping in between jobs. At the start, you're thinking like, what's wrong with this guy? Why is he so not mentally there? And you find out he constantly has these dreams like over and over again, and he's taking like sleeping pills. So then you can kind of gather, okay, this guy probably has like PTSD. Before we carry on, if you like this video, subscribe and also like this video. I greatly appreciate it. Anyways, let's carry on, man. So yeah, man, the main character is Mike, and you can definitely already tell that this guy's going through some sort of trauma, and at least from the idea I got was that it was from guilt based on what the trauma was relating to. So yeah, obviously this trauma is affecting his day-to-day life, especially the jobs that he's, you know, doing and stuff. He literally gets fired from his one job, and his auntie's trying to get custody of his sister called Abby. Mike is looking after Abby since their mom like passed away a long time ago, so that makes it even more stressful for him because he's looking after his sister as well as dealing with his own type of trauma. Luckily, he ends up finding the security job that no one else seemed to want to do. So the job that gets offered to Mike is like a security night shift role at a place called, I think, Freddy Pizzeria or something. It was like a place that was in the 80s. It's actually abandoned, which is kind of strange, isn't it? So when Mike does his first shift, he starts to notice strange things happening. So yeah, apparently this movie is based on a game. Don't quote me. I'm pretty sure this is based on like a game. That's what I heard people say. I'm not too sure. But straight off the bat, at the start initially, I really did hate Mike's character. Like, he seemed like a type of character that's kind of a scumbag. I feel like what made me like him a lot in this film is that his love for his sister. This guy truly deeply cares about his sister Abby, and you can really see that through his like just his character as a whole and how he treats his sister. The sister Abby kind of brings that life to him to where it gives him purpose to kind of keep going. Abby was also a good addition to this film. However, her acting sometimes can come across as like but overall I thought she was a good addition to the film. So with this movie, it's hinted that these like teddy bears are like meant to be like the villains based on, I guess, like the vibe you're getting in it. I guess if you play the games, then you know exactly what are going on in it. But it's not really hinted, it's more hinted for like the character's perspective, where they don't know what's going on in it and they're just thinking like, what are going on with these teddy bears? But us as the audience knows that, you know, these teddy bears are actually like these like evil teddy bear creatures. These teddy bears are kind of just like, they don't really scare me personally. I wasn't going into this movie with any expectations, honestly. I did hear a lot of bad things about this movie, but honestly, I didn't really have an issue too much with the whole teddy bear aspect. And as Mike keeps attending, you know, this place that he's working at, part of his trauma slash the dreams he has with the trauma starts to become more vivid and more real. With this trauma, it's basically a trauma to where he has like a little brother in the past who basically gets taken by like a man, feels guilty for not watching his brother. So the more he's at the Freddy Pizzeria, or whatever the fuck you call it, or however the fuck you say it, the more vivid and more real it becomes, like the dreams and stuff. So he starts to become more, I guess, obsessive, literally forcefully putting himself to sleep. They're trying to figure out like who took his brother. It's weird how it works. Like, you have this trauma storyline, but at the same time you have this horror storyline of these little teddy bears doing like these next up like kiddings in it and stuff. So I do like how they incorporate them both together. I do feel like it, in my opinion, does like work. Sometimes I'm kind of just like, I'm not really too sure about this. I thought the movie was decently paced, and I was actually very intrigued in trying to find out, are we actually gonna find out what happened to his little brother? You know what I'm saying? I was honestly intrigued. This policewoman that kind of kept on checking up on Mike, because she's like, I don't know if she was like a sheriff or she's like a normal policewoman around like just the area and whatnot. But the whole time I was just thinking like, what's up with this chick, fam? Is she like a ghost or something? Like, honestly, that's literally the first thing I was thinking, because the whole time, you know, she gives us this vibe where she knows more than she letting on. So she was a great addition to the mystery aspect to the storyline. If we're getting into the gore, you don't really see the gore that vividly from what I can remember anyway. It's very like hidden. Like I said, I was going into this movie not expecting anything really, so I wasn't really disappointed. You might see like shots in the shadow of someone getting killed, but I feel like when the movie ended, I was just kind of thinking to myself, I feel like the cliche type of final act that you get in these type of like horror movies that are not that great but not terrible. It was just like mediocre type of ending. It doesn't really feel like a horror movie, more so a guy that's trying to deal with like, you know, his struggles in terms of the, you know, the trauma, PTSD. But anyways, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, comment down below, let me know what you thought of this movie, if you hated it, if you loved it. I definitely don't feel like it's as bad as people are portraying it to be. I really don't. In a bit, man.